She coming along. Pretty random that I added all these bones, huh? These big old bones. Actually, on that note, about the bones, I think I mentioned I want this to be like a little otherworldly, just a little bit. But I have even more of a kind of story in mind the more I've thought about it. It's still pretty half-baked, but I'm thinking that the groundskeeper of this cemetery maybe has been here for a very long time and has kept these sort of secrets away from the townsfolk. I'm thinking this graveyard is in a town that is normal. But I'm thinking like this place, this graveyard is a mysterious, magical place, unbeknownst to the world at large and the townspeople. The groundskeeper has been keeping these secrets at bay for a very long time and has been doing a good job. However, he's getting older, and I think the secrets are finally starting to unearth and become more obvious. I like that. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything with that world or that setting, but I've been thinking about it as I've been building this, and I think that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. Anyway, but today the prompt is random. And while me telling you that story in the beginning of this video was kind of random, that's not how I'm fulfilling the prompt. I'm actually going to do away with this cemetery for today and bust out a material that I have been wanting to use, foam clay. My understanding is it's very big in the cosplay community. It actually says cosplay on the thing right here. I think it's just gonna be an interesting material. I've seen a lot of people use this even before actually Trent over at Miscast on his Trent Holbrook vlogging channel just recently used this, and I had picked this up before I had seen him use it. I had already seen a lot of other folks in this hobby using this material recently. And I really was eager to try it. And then when Trent used it, I was like, oh my gosh, everybody's using this. So while I'm not the first to try it out, probably won't be the last because it seems like people are loving this. So where does random come in? Well, I think a spooky fall themed graveyard needs mushrooms. So I'm gonna sculpt some mushrooms with this clay. This is very weird that it's packed in a bag. It's very squishy. I guess I still didn't really explain what random has to do with mushrooms. My thinking is just making a wide variety of mushrooms, a random assortment, if you will, kind of fulfills the prompt. Ooh, this opened so weirdly. Oh. Ew. I love it, and I hate it. Okay, so this is unlike any clay I've ever felt. It feels like silly string. You know how silly string is like kind of wet when you clean it off after you get sprayed with silly string? It feels like that. It's not sticky. I think it's inevitable that these mushrooms are generally gonna be a bit bigger than a real life mushroom compared to a miniature. Because if they were actually to scale, you probably wouldn't be able to see them. I might even just like make some balls and like let those dry. These also kind of look like spider eggs, which is spooky and could have a place in this. I also want to try something a little bit more detailed, but like this clay is way different than I thought it was going to be. Let's see how this works. It's super soft. I'm unsure how much this detail is gonna stay. I like that though. That's kind of cool. Does this look like a mushroom? Not really. I think that I'm leaning into the kind of supernatural vibe lately. The last couple days, I've kind of decided that. Got a few little guys cooking here. Trying to make them small. I'm finding that to be difficult. Even just like kind of touching it is like kind of messing up some of what I've already done. I don't know, if these dry though with any semblance of these holes, I think I will definitely still use these. I'm gonna whip up a bunch of these, probably more of these like little clusters too, but I know that they're not very interesting to watch me make. I've made more of these already after 15 minutes, like this one, especially this one. The holes have gone significantly like less. They've like kind of come back to flat, which I don't love. This one I made really deep holes. It's looking okay. I don't really want to mess with it because I just want to see what happens. I'll obviously like paint these up and kind of see how it goes. Similarly, I made some little mushroom caps with little holes in them. I just made these, so we'll see how those little holes fare. I think they're deep enough that they're not gonna fully come back to true like flat or anything, but I just don't know. I just don't know how those are gonna dry. And finally, I wanna see how these dry. Some rolled out thinner pieces to use. I could cut them up, I'm thinking, and use them as stems. I'm feeling like mixed result because I haven't seen how they dry yet. And I haven't seen like how the detail really does stay. The jury is still out. I'm sure I will have formed a slightly more solid opinion at the end of this video. Let me know in the comments if you have anything else that you think I could use this clay for. Now I guess I'm just gonna let these dry and paint them up. Small update on the mushrooms. The level of detail that I had shown off on these after I had been working for about 15 minutes is about the amount of detail that they ended up with when they dried. So all in all, I am pretty happy with it. I think they still have plenty of detail to pick up, some paint. They do have still a little bit of springiness. This is fully cured and it has a ton of flexibility, which is really cool. It's a little hard to like get detail in, but I feel like there are lots of uses for a flexible type of clay, especially with like tabletop gaming where you're gonna be moving pieces around a lot and you need a lot of durability. They are still pretty squishy, which I honestly think is very, very cool. The first thing I'm gonna do, which I'm really pumped about, is to glue up a few of these onto these stems that I made. It's so cute. I haven't even glued it yet, and it's so cute. I was really not anticipating how freaking cute these little ones with the stems would be. So I decided to drill some holes. Well, by drill, I mean I used a toothpick because again, this foam is still pretty soft, into the bottom of all of the rest of these ones that looked like this to add some stems to them. I think when I made these, I was originally concerned about scale, but I've already left realism behind when I added the monster bones. Oh my God. I just laughed and blew my mushrooms all across my desk. So I'm going to add stems to the rest of the interesting ones with the holes. I'm really excited. It's finally time to paint the mushrooms. I'm so excited. I'm gonna paint up these ones that I have with the stems. I fixed them just to some temp XPS foam. And I busted out a bunch of colors. I do wanna try like an express color, speed paint type of thing. This is a Vallejo express color, but it's basically like a speed paint. And just see how that behaves with the little circles. But I also have a couple other Army Painter paints. I got this kind of orangey color and ice yellow. And my goal here is to make a variety of some different earthy colors. Yeah, excited. I ended up loving this Vallejo Express paint on these mushrooms so much that I just kept going and I didn't stop. So you can ignore everything I said about variety. I just kind of can't believe how much it looks like mushrooms. The fact that when it's thin, it's kind of yellowy and then it gets brown in the holes. I mean, it looks exactly like a real mushroom. Wasteland Brown, Vallejo Express color is literally mushroom color. Yeah, these are so cute. And that's gonna do it for random. You'll have to stay tuned to see the full graveyard come together. Here is a little sneak peek of what the mushrooms end up looking like glued into the grass. But that's all you're gonna get for now. You'll have to come back and check out me gluing those into the final diorama. Thanks for watching and come back tomorrow to see what's next for Junktober.